Thank you, Mayor. All right, are you ready? No? Okay, take a deep breath. You can do it. I have the pleasure of talking about Councilmember Adam Shimoni, who has offered 4 years of relentless service to our city. He started his tenure in 2018, was the vice mayor for his first 2-year term, and then continued his work as council member until this year. Councilmember Shimoni is known as a true leader for sustainability and housing. His passion for keeping our city green, vibrant, clean, and viable for years to come is a passion that he's shared for years with all of us. He's helped to implement the CNP to declare a climate emergency, to work on what we call the big shift, the ATMP, and to create the Vision Zero priority shift that supports pedestrians and cyclists first on our roads. He's worked with our council to create funding for down payment housing assistance, declared a housing emergency, and negotiated with developers to build additional affordable housing units. He's also asked for a covered bike area or two. If all of that work isn't enough, he dealt with major pandemic, several forest fires, and several flooding occurrences. He's been a compassionate leader and one that always puts our community first. Councilmember Shimoni was a supporter and implementer of our care team, efforts of our CJCC, advocating for the approval of a regional detox center and long-term treatment center. He's also supported the need for a rescue vehicle funding for our Flagstaff Fire Department. He helped establish the Indigenous Commission Coordinator of Indigenous Initiatives position. The ICC at Thorpe, Indigenous Peoples Day, and a joint meeting with tribal partners. He's always elevated the needs and voices of our most vulnerable and was an advocate for better diversity and inclusion in everything the city does, hiring to outreach and representation. Some examples include supporting the Lived Black Experience, changing of Aspen Street name to W.C. Riles, diversity representation amongst city staff, and so much more. Councilmember Shimoni was helpful in paying off the city's pension liability and was on council during very challenging times when we had several interim city managers, and assisted on hiring our current city manager, Greg Clifton, which has led to great stability for our organization. He's always maintained an ongoing open line of communication with the public by hosting numerous tours of City Hall with youth groups, coordinating NAU interns, speaking to many classes, and always responding to interview requests from students and local professionals. This all supported his core goal of creating a culture of engagement. Councilmember Shimoni has been supportive in all the organizational structural changes our city manager has implemented and embraced Team Flagstaff with better funding and became a champion for priority-based budgeting, as it will lead to more transparency and better communication with the public. And it goes without saying that Councilmember Shimoni has been a strong champion of utilizing current technologies to reach out to our citizenry, promoting social media platforms, videography, of course, and enhanced website access. During his leadership, we saw significant improvements to enhance public access to our city council meetings through hybrid and remote participation. For all of this, we thank you, Councilmember Shimoni, for all of your efforts over these past 4 years. You've truly made the city better, and I'm sure we're going to see you on YouTube.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much, Deputy City Manager Anderson. And thank you, Team Flagstaff, leadership, members of the community. I did prepare a few words, and I thought this might be the right time to jump in with those. Thank you, Mayor. And so here we go. This is a wild experience to be sitting with you all here today. It's hard for me to believe that this day has come and my term is about done. It's been an absolute honor to serve Flagstaff in the role of a council member over the past 4 years, and I want to thank all the amazing people I've had the chance to work with. City leadership, staff, community members, the many partners, and of course, the mayor and the council, and the vice mayor, of course. We have achieved so much, and I'm so proud of our efforts. There is so much important work to be done in our community, and I'm so grateful for each of your efforts and partnerships. As many of you know, my background in local politics began back in 2012 when I woke up to the importance of local government and how disconnected we, the people, are from it. Local government is the first level of representation while also having the most direct impact on our lives. The power we as people have is greatest at the local level. Wouldn't you agree? But yet, not many of us take the time to really be involved, keep up on topics, attend meetings, go to budget hearings, join a commission, et cetera, et cetera. How many people does it take to influence a council decision up here? Does anybody know? One person, and I've seen it time and time again, and this council will attest to that. It takes one person to impact a decision, but yet often we're too caught up with national and state politics. All politics are local, and we the people have the power. With all this being true, often we don't engage. We don't focus locally. Having little to no real ability in the impact for change, we focus our time on national and state politics. So my goal has always been to help create a culture of engagement, waking people up to their power here in this building, at that podium, connecting their voices and ideas to the wonderful people doing their best to serve Flagstaff, all of us. Reflecting on this topic, I feel proud of where we've gotten. Is there more work to be done? Of course, a lot more work. But I think we have made some very significant strides, so thank you. People are awake, they're engaged, they're empowered, and the youth are leading the way. The youth are the ones most impacted by our efforts and decisions up here, and I'm grateful to see more engaging locally. Especially the shout out to the Gen Z for voting in this recent election cycle. Appreciate the waking up of the younger population. Serving as vice mayor and then as a council member has been an incredible experience. Often our city attorney Sterling will say that he doesn't wish this position upon anyone, but I want you to know that I wish this upon all of you. This is an amazing experience that will force you to grow, will force you to look at yourself in the mirror, will force you to face the things you don't want to face, and force you to expand your perspective. And it's an amazing experience that I've had the honor of having. But in all seriousness, it's been an incredible experience with real high moments and also some really low moments. Knowing that my term would come to an end has allowed me to see the topics that I care most about through. And I'm so grateful to staff, leadership, mayor and council, and the community for your support. I feel at peace, and I feel good about walking away at this point in my career and with the topics I care most about. Knowing that there has been momentum started and things are in place, and now all that's needed is follow up and follow through and accountability, and I will help with that part as a member of the public, for sure. I want everyone to know that I will not be a stranger around here, and although I might be stepping away from this mic, I will be utilizing that mic. My biggest challenge moving forward is going to be struggling with how to condense my comments to 3 minutes. That's going to be honestly my biggest challenge, and I think my council members will be grateful for that challenge and the growth that will be forced upon me. But again, in all seriousness, it's been an absolute honor working with all of you on behalf of the public, and I wish everyone well with all the hard work up ahead. I believe we are heading in a good direction, and we have the right people in the right places to do good things for our community. I look forward to the good things to come, and I look forward to having my Tuesdays back. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Councilmember Spooner. Others? Councilmember Assa.
You bet. Adam, man, you are a true believer, and I think that has made all the difference. You've made a believer out of me. I remember the first time I met you. It was at the Museum in Northern Arizona, and we were standing in this same room there, and you were so tall and intimidating. And then I got to know you. You are just such a sweetheart at heart, and I think one of the things that has made you so successful as a believer is your patience, and just the way that you treat others. We had a conversation one night about how you're water energy and I'm fire energy, and I'll never forget that long talk. It was a really nice eye-opening experience, and it put a lot of things into context for me. And I have learned so much from you over the past 4 years. First and foremost, that you can actually get things done around here. Your legacy on this council, in my mind, is going to be one of the most sustaining and largest felt of any council person in recent memory in Flagstaff, Arizona. The big shift would not have happened without you. It wouldn't have happened without your countless hours of conversations with staff, with leadership, just slowly wearing them down like water eroding the Grand Canyon. And I want you to know that I plan to take that vision of yours and carry it forward. I don't think you could have done the big shift alone, but it certainly wouldn't have happened without you. And I want to telegraph to staff and the public that I see the issues that you champion as continuing to be important, even though you're not physically here with us at the dais. And it would be my honor and privilege to continue that fight. And I just want you to know that I love you like a brother, and I'm just so impressed with your resolve and your fortitude. I'll speak for myself, I like to give you a hard time, but I know you can take it, and that's part of what's so neat about you and the dynamic that you bring. And I see that you have years of influence left, not only here at the Flagstaff level, but wherever you go and however high you decide to rise.
Thank you, Councilor Harrison. Councilmember McCarthy.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. Well, I guess I have to disagree with Shannon. She said you provided 4 years of leadership. It's been more than that already. I remember that you started an organization. It refreshed my memory. What was the name of that?
Speak Up, bridging the gap between local people and local politics.
All right, that says it all. So this is before you were on council. It was before I was on council 6 years ago. And I went to some of those meetings, and you encouraged a lot of people to get involved in city politics, watching city council meetings. And I think you planted the seed of new leadership in a lot of people. So you did that community outreach, but I'll end on just one word: friendship. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember McCarthy. Well, I'll just say this. Councilmember Shimoni, our bicycle infrastructure will never be the same since you came onto council. Your work on the ATMP and your work in civic engagement, videos, different methods of communications will always be remembered and will always have an impact on our community. And I am thankful for your time on here. On many levels, but in particular on those two regards that you will forever be remembered on. So, thank you. All right. With that.
Okay, so now we come to the baby. Councilmember Shimoni, would you please step forward? We also offer you this pottery and a bracelet made of buffalo hide with coins of an indigenous person and some buffaloes. The buffalo represents abundance and to respect the abundance. So Commissioner Fontoya will give you the gifts We give gratitude for being our Indigenous Commission Council liaison. I'll have to measure your wrist and punch some holes in there for you, so we'll do that later. Also want to say that both the potteries have horses painted on them with our indigenous homelands in the background. Connection to land is important. Horses were and are blessings from the holy ones. They also represent our journey, both physical journey and journey through time. So may your journey from here to be one that's filled with blessings. Continue your good work for the people. Personally speaking, you are all part of my kinship circle. Thank you, and